Then 1195. Apparently, I had
just wait for the.
Sorry,
I see
1195.
the pens are still running. Thank you.
1195.
Yes, could I still ask you, JP, to be slow about this and mention a page and a time and slowly read so that notes are taken?
Thank you very much, Council. Sorry, Chairperson and honorable members, for moving swiftly. So we are at 1195. We are talking about positions. We are talking about deleting. We are all of the view that this should be deleted in view of their nature. And at this particular point in time, I would say none between the two saw a day like this coming, purely based on the type of interaction that we were engaged in. Then she says, well, I say whichever position might come first. This is a direct question. And then I believe the parties knew exactly what they were talking about. She then says, I will go with whichever, in other words, position. But there's a word I like, surprise. That is at 1816.
What is your understanding of this statement?
She's saying whichever position or sleeping position, for the sake of listeners out there, whichever sleeping position, I'm fine with it. But what I like most is surprise. So that's a pertinent answer on the question about these positions.
Thank you, JP.
This is a talk between two adults. It is wanted. They even talk about deleting what they were talking about, and that is it. It is what it is. Then I probe it further. By the way, I don't agree with the notion that that was a rebuff, that type of answer. That was deep flirtatious talk. But you cannot have a favorite position purely at the level of naughty talk or chat. I say so in so many words. And then at 23:19.
Sorry, JP. Let me go back. You say it wasn't a rebuff. Another word was used. That actually not another word, another phrase. That but she is not giving you an answer. It means she's deferring. Yes.
Chairperson, it can't be so. We are all adults in this room. Somebody saying, well, I'll go with whichever, but what I like most is surprise. I don't think it's available to anyone to pull wool over any other person's face on issues like this. Remember, we're supposed to delete this. There was an implicit understanding between the two of us, and we are here today. But that's just by the way.
Sure. Thank you.
So this whole chat ends at 23:19. When I say zzz, it is a sign that I am going to bed. Ndiyozela, ndiyalala. It is not checking whether the other person is still awake or asleep. It's simply saying, I'm retiring to bed now. That is at 23:19. That is on the 16th of June. So we are now going for 17 June 2021 at page 1196. This is where we get to something that's related to K8. So 17 June, remember the previous day was a public holiday. 17 June, kuthiwa anizikhweli. In a way, it means, I understand people are not going to work, anizikhweli. It relates to e-taxi that people board when they go to work. Maybe I'll defer to superior wisdom.
Anizikhweli, meaning we are not going to work.
Then she then says, I'm at work, mna. I've got 2 urgent applications. She says that at 1953. So the first chat is at 1938, and then at 1953 she responds. And then the meme is about saying, it's a way of suggesting that, you must be working very hard. I can't explain it beyond that. Sometimes you send these memes, you realize it might mean something else, which you may not have intended. But it was a way of saying yo, because below that I say yo.
And what time is that, JP?
This is 1954.
Thank you.
And then there's a video that I sent at 1954. It probably related to what was happening in the area. Then she says, Beku rough, and then I exclaim. Then she says, even tomorrow they are continuing. I understand this is a strike. And then 1197, near Nakuba a court as usual, generally. She answers, yes, JP, okay. Then I'm at 1194, at 2006. It's less of a threat to our operations, I'm asking. We are a court. The fact that what is happening around...
Sorry, where are you?
Page 1197, Chairperson. 1197. At 1958, she says, even tomorrow they are continuing. Near Nakuba a court as usual, generally. 2004, she says, yes, JP. And then I say, okay. Then it's less of a threat to our operations, I'm asking. Is the type of strike that is embarked upon a threat to court's operation? She says, at least today they didn't come near the court. We don't know about tomorrow. And then I said, Ndivile, 2007, chat later, still busy at work. And I confirm, I say yes later. And then at 2114, I indicate that I'm retiring to bed. 2114. I must say, even in hindsight, I was not gagging her necessarily. I was just indicating that I'm retiring to bed. It was 2114. There was no intention to gag her. Then she, at 2117, just got home. So I must have had a message coming in. And then when I looked at it, it said, just got home at 9:15 in the evening. And then I say, yo, that's an exclamation. We'll start again.
Meaning?
What?
The exclamation. What did you mean?
No, when somebody says, I'm only returning back now, you exclaim, it's a neutral exclamation, basically, that, yo, you work until this late, and that's it.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Then I exclaim, yo, we'll start again at 5 in the morning. This is what she says. Then I ask 1198, Chairperson, page 2124. I asked at 2124, what are we going to be starting? She says, urgent application. Then she says, papers went in order, so we had to adjourn for 5. This is 0500. What? I'm asking. Makanda strike. Oh, now I understand. Besindawoni last night, we were warming up. Now I revisit what we had been talking about. So much for work-related stuff. This is the complainant and I, flirting. We had been talking sensual stuff. At no point was there an indication of a rebuff or anything like that. So I was free to say, Besindawoni kanene, where were we last night? Resumption of a sensual talk. I tried my best to be modest. Besindawoni last night, we were warming up. Then she says, Aibo, usabuyela apo, with these monkey emojis. Now
JP,
I'm saying,
just on that point.
2127.
Yes, what do you say to an interpretation that by asking that question, she's rebuffing you?
I am saying one must remember how deep.
Can I ask the interpreter first to tell us what?
Okay.
Aibo, sabuyela apo.
Aibo, sabuyela apo. Once again, we have a word aibo, which does not necessarily mean no in this context, but more of an expression of surprise. Are we still going back to that?
Thank you.
Aibo, sisabuyela apo.
Yes, JP, what do you say to someone who says that is a rebuff?
I say it is indeed an expression of surprise, but with flirtatious emojis as far as that I was concerned, at least according to me and given the background of what we were talking about. This is a person that interacted with me about sleeping positions and all that the previous night. There was something about surprise. There were idioms, there were riddles and all that.
Yes.
I then say, purely because we are about to land. Then she says, Yazi, exhaustion is extreme. Senzo lala kuba will wake up usalele wen. You must know.
Can I ask you about
2128?
About purely because we're about to land?
I was just saying, what we were discussing previously about those positions, we were just about to round off because she had said, I like surprise, and I was insisting, Ahman, you can't not have a position that you like. You know?
Thank you, JP.
Thank you. So then, yes, my exhaustion is extreme. Senzo lala kuba I will wake up usalele wen. You must know that exhaustion is extreme. I'm about to sleep because I'll wake up very early when you will still be asleep. This is said at 21:28.
Thank you.
It's the correct interpretation
Thank you.
or slash translation.
So that is repeated by the system at 1199, page 1199 at the top. When I say purely because we are about to land, she laughs with four laughing face emojis. In response to purely we are about to land, all she does is to laugh. There's no indication of unhappiness with the revisitation of the subject. A subject that is deep in terms of idioms and the riddles that we were engaged in when we were talking about it. But for her part, she had come out clearly. I like surprises, or I like surprise.
Thank you, JP.
Sorry. With regard to the message 2128 on page 1198,
Which is repeated at 1199
yeah,
on the top.
but my note is on 1198. She was asked, why did you answer this way? And she said, I was being sarcastic and wanted him to leave me alone.
Yes.
I did not read that sarcasm, or I did not understand to be any sarcasm in that. This is based on the level of depth of what had been discussed previously, partly. It was also based on the fact that this flirtatious relationship had reached a point where we were almost calling a spade, and talking about things we were not actually engaging in physically, but in this playful scenario of flirting, because flirting is basically not doing the actual thing, but talking about things, so to speak. So I did not understand that sarcasm in the circumstances and the context of what I have just said. Was Chairperson purely because we were about to land, or exhaustion?
It looks like as though
Is the chairperson relating what he is saying to Yazba exhaustion is extreme? Sentizolala kuba will wake up usalele wena. Now let's deal with that at page 1199. It's clearer because it's at the top. You must know that exhaustion is extreme. In other words, I'm very tired. I'm about to sleep and I will wake up early when you will still be asleep. This is what she's saying to me.
yes, it was in relation to that.
Thank you, Chairperson.
But you have answered.
Yes. So when she says, when I say purely because we are about to land, she laughs at that. This is signified by what is set out at 2128. Now she says, I will wake up at 2 usalele wena. In other words, I will wake up very early usalele whilst you will still be asleep. Then I was quick to negate that. No, I'm also waking up at 2 a.m. to write a judgment. This is what I was saying to her in response. I said that at 2128, Chairperson and honorable members.
On page?
Page 1199. And
JP, I'll remind you again, just slow and give us time.
Thank you. At page 1199, this is where we are. We are at 2128, Chairperson. I am saying in response to what she said to me, when I wake up early, you will still be asleep. I'm saying, no, I'm waking up at 2 a.m. to write a judgment. That was not a fallacy. I've checked and found that at that particular point in time, I was busy with a judgment that was highly exercising my mind. And it's Minister of Police versus Sheriff Mtata and another, reported at 2022, Volume 1, South African Law Reports, at page 229, a judgment of the Eastern Cape local division in Umtata. So that does appear on my CV I did mention that from time to time, I might refer to the CV insofar as it may be relevant to what we are about. So the CV is in that volume that I was talking about, and I have marked that judgment. It's judgment number 5, penned as Judge President of the judgments that are reported. So whilst in all, as a judge, I penned 9 plus 13, which is 22, plus 6, which is 28. Those are the judgments that I've written as a judge. So when I say I will be waking up at 2 a.m. to write a judgment, I meant exactly that. That judgment was handed down within 2 months. And if my memory serves me well, I was about to go on leave for a month, a week from that point, and indeed I was writing this judgment. Chairperson, I pause here to mention one thing, which is this, that maybe a word might go out there that this is a man who is busy chatting. What is he doing? Is he doing his work? I love my work. I'm not for mediocrity, and I will say that again if I've got to say it. That judgment is a reported judgment. Chairperson, members of the tribunal, the panel, they know that judgments that are reported are judgments that really deserve of being reported. So I referred to my CV, and I did indicate at some point that somebody might say, here is this man chatting. Does he do his work? I love my work. I miss it.
Chair, can I indicate that we're about to get into the date of 18 June, and it's a separate theme, sub-theme, so to speak. May I suggest that we adjourn at this point so that we start there tomorrow morning?
Yes. We'll adjourn until tomorrow 9:30.